Forward to learn from one of the finest experts in the world. We welcome you, sir.
Guys, good morning. Good morning. Okay, good is not looking good, but let us use something more powerful. If it can come naturally. Happy morning. Morning. Okay. I don't know. There are future brand builders here, and there are future aviation industry holders here. So, having in such a niche profession, I think enthusiasm should always be high. If I am not wrong, I am addressing aviation students, I am also addressing advertising and brand building students, retail management students. Okay. Now, when I need to address this particular topic called as stress, first I should ask myself, am I comfortable right now? Right now, standing in front of so many beautiful youngsters who are going to be our future, and trying to address them in such a huge campus, trying to see all of your stylish looks, it definitely creates butterflies in my stomach. First, I need to manage my stress best and then see if I can actually hold you on for the next 1 hour. If I can I really hold you on for the next 2 hours? It's a big challenge. Butterflies are there, my throat is good, actually getting little dry, water is there. He can help me out. Sometimes I also feel, looking at all of you, maybe sometimes I may go blank. These are natural symptoms of I am out of the box. That means I am not normal, I am stressed. When you look at the stress, you can evaluate the stress based on what amount of confidence you have. When your confidence is very high, automatically stress becomes as low as possible. When your confidence is low, your stress will always be high. Now, as I was speaking about stress, I immediately told about confidence. But can I give a separate name for stress? Because I am feeling stress, but if somebody asks, are you not actually feeling fear? I say yes. Now you can ask me 2 questions. Are you feeling stressed or are you feeling fear? Right now I cannot distinguish between both the emotions. I am simultaneously feeling both the emotions because both the emotions will have few things in common. Both the emotions will create what is called as turbulence in your mind. Both the emotions will create a lot of uncomfortableness. Both the emotions will make your throat go dry. Both the emotions will create butterflies, maybe different color butterflies. Stress may create a different color butterflies and fear can create a different kind of butterflies. And I'm experiencing it right now. Right now my situation is I need to manage my stress better and then go into how we can manage our stress. Just to add a little value to this, is stress that important that you will have to manage it? In one of the talks, Sadhguru says, stress is not so valuable that you will have to manage it. It's always better to avoid stress rather than getting into stress and trying to manage as though it is the most valuable resource that you have and you are trying to manage it. Whether you consider it as materialistic or non-materialistic, stress is something we should not be managing. Before that, let stress not come to you. That should be the statement what we will have to make. I should not be stressed depending on whatever situation. If I am stressed, let me prepare better so that next time I encounter the same situation, I will be least stressed. So to understand that, if I ask this question, all of you are stressed? Definitely not, because you are sitting there, only I am stressed. Why? Because I am addressing you. So you are in a comfort zone, you are sitting there and you are not stressed. But if I make a small statement, at the end of the session, Ajay sir would be coming here. We'll be randomly picking 2-3 of you who will come and who will give a summary of whatever I spoke for 1 hour in few points. The moment these words are thrown onto you, you may feel initially comfortable, but if you know that you are going to be the person who will have to come here and actually give a small vote of thanks along with the summary, slowly stress started building in you. Why? Stress is an indication or fear is an indication that you are trying to experience something which you had not experienced. Is it good? Yes. If stress is not actually coming on to us creating a fear, it is not actually indicating that I am trying to experience something which I have not experienced earlier. I may come with less preparation, which is always dangerous. So let me come with more preparation. Fear is an indication or stress is an indication that you are trying to experience something for the first time which you have never experienced earlier. And let me take a few examples. First time when you actually wrote your 10th standard exam, definitely there was stress. But after 10, when you wrote first PU and then you wrote your 12, when you look back at the 10, you felt, hey, it is too easy. Let him give the paper now, I will do it perfectly. Why? Because you have grown beyond that experience. So, when you grow beyond that experience and when you look at that, it looks very simple just because of the growth that you have gained consistently when you were 11, when you were 12. That did not guarantee that for the first time when you make an attempt to write 11, will you not stress? Yes. For the first time I did an attempt to write 12, I was stressed. For the first time if you are writing your BBA, first sem, second sem or third sem, you are always stressed. Stress is an indication that you are experiencing something for the first time which you have not experienced earlier. Now, in order to bring down the stress or fear, we do a lot of activities. Assuming if it is an exam that you are going to face and you have a stress of an exam, the best thing the college or the university can do is by putting you onto something called as pre-preparatory or preparatory. There could be two such exams. One is pre-preparatory, next is preparatory, and then the final exam. The very idea of giving you pre-preparatory and preparatory is to make you feel confident so that the stress does not exist in you. It goes off. The more confidence you push in, the more experience you push in, the more practice you push in, automatically there is no space for fear, there is no space for stress, it simply goes off. So the only way if I need to avoid stress, I need to gain experience, I need to gain confidence. For that I need to experience whatever I am experiencing, at least in a pseudo environment so that I feel comfortable. Let me take a big project as an example. When I say Chandrayaan 1, very successful, this success built so much confidence in them that they thought Chandrayaan 2 will definitely be a success. But yes, 99% it was success because it went, it did everything, only the soft landing did not happen. Were they not stressed? Stress is always there because the achievement what they did in Chandrayaan 1 was different and what they wanted to achieve in Chandrayaan 2 was actually putting a land over there and trying to land him softly and see to it he stays there, start sending some information to us. That was the objective. Chandrayaan 1 was very successful. Chandrayaan 2 99% successful because soft landing did happen, but that's where the problem arises. Automatically, this experience of not winning over the Chandrayaan 2 created more stress when Chandrayaan 3 project itself had to be started. But one man as a great leader goes up after the Chandrayaan 2 was nearly successful, tells, continue with the project, I would be ready to fund much more than what I have funded and let us give a start to Chandrayaan 3 and Chandrayaan 3 starts. Again I am telling you, Chandrayaan 3 was little stressful. Why? Because they had an experience of Chandrayaan 2. They did everything, only the soft landing had to be taken care of. Now, in order to gain confidence, the soft landing of Chandrayaan 2, what really happened? They had to create a pseudo environment and practice it as many ways as possible, trying to increase the humidity and see if it can land perfectly, try to increase the wind pressure and see if it can land properly, and try to increase if the orbital movement sometimes goes out of the track, can it actually come back to the track, or how many days it may take, or can I be exactly aligned to the track. Lot of such practices were done so many number of times. When Chandrayaan 3 was supposed to be starting, somebody asked the director, what do you feel? We are very confident because we have practiced something which we thought would be least possible, even taking that as a consideration, we have practiced and we know we shall get results and we got results. So what is stress? Stress is an indication that something is not so experientially right now, whatever I am executing. So I am feeling this stress. So I am feeling this fear. How will I work on this fear? Can I give enough practices in the most tougher environment so that my real-time environment becomes easy? This is the simple way of explaining how you could actually overcome stress. There is one beautiful line that was asked to all these medal winners, even Paralympics and the Olympic medal winners of 2024 Paris Olympics. The contestants of India, when they were asked, did you feel there was more pressure, there was more stress, there was more fear while you were actually playing the real Olympic game? All of them unanimously told, not at all. And when it was asked, they very clearly told, our coach had created the same kind of an environment in the workplace, in the practice place, and they had given the same kind of practice so that we should feel confident enough to actually face this. But let me tell you, they also created a little bit of more higher stressful environment by keeping the distance a little bit more than what is required when I need to shoot. Trying to actually give a target where I need to throw something, the target was fixed much higher so that if I can achieve this, this will be easily achievable. And that is what happened. Everybody could perform over the box and over the expectation, and it was phenomenal result this time, be it Paralympics or be it normal Olympics. So this is how your practice has to be. Can you practice in a much more tougher environment, still more better, then automatically results will come. So practicing in an environment in a more tougher will make you feel comfortable, will make you stress free. This is one understanding of stress. I'll take up a simple example. In your case, I don't know, in my case when there was 10th, the government had made it mandatory, we shall have 2 preparatory. We were actually troubled the moment they told we will have 2 preparatory. The very idea of giving preparatory was so that we gain an experience which is much tougher than the normal exam, and then we are filled with confidence meeting the annual exam. That is what happened. All the preparatory exams will be conducted, which will be actually much more tougher compared to the real exam. The evaluation also will be done much more stricter than the real exams correction, so that if a student scores 90, he goes up to the teacher and says, ma'am, I was expecting nothing less than 98 or 99. I have only got 90. If you have got in preparatory 90, be rest assured that you will get 100% in your exams. Why? Because the environment was much more tougher. And then if you have done it here, you can definitely do it there. This is one way of understanding the stress. The other way of actually understanding stress is all of you could have a cordless, but all of you are burned out. They definitely, I know. Sometimes it makes you think, what is happening to me? Everything is going out of order. My hairs are falling, there are dark circles, I'm feeling lethargic, my energy is down. XYZ, you may express it in various different ways. I'm feeling giddiness, I'm not able to actually feel comfortable, I'm feeling like I'm very thirsty. All these are common. The symptoms of stress, we will not go there. But in general, when we talk about a stress, what is the definition of a stress? Stress is a physical, mental or emotional response to events that causes bodily or mental tension. Right now I am addressing so many beautiful minds. I am definitely actually experiencing physical, mental or emotional response. Few of you may not know that I am actually doing a breakdance inside. Common. When there is a stress, when there is a fear, it comes out in a manner the way he can express. He expresses. The only thing that I will have to do is hold on to it, because anything which is built, gone high, just like any, if you give an example of how a capacitor works with a simple electronic understanding. It charges and it automatically discharges. The entire our existence also works like this. We inhale, we automatically exhale. The sun has risen, it will automatically set down. So in the same manner, the fear which has taken you to the peak, you will have to just give it some time. And when you give that time, the fear automatically comes down. Most of you, be it exam fear, be it public speaking fear, be it fear of viva, or be it fear of actually speaking to seniors, be it fear of anything that you actually face in life, your confidence would be low because you have less experience. Your confidence would be low because you are not well prepared. Your confidence will be low because you are afraid of what could happen depending on the consequences. And all this automatically creates a stress in you, and this is exactly what happens. It causes a bodily or a mental tension. Normal. Simple definition: stress is an outside force or an event that has an effect on your body or mind. Physically, am I actually hurting myself? No. But everything is mental. 90% is mental, only 10% is physical. Right now, when I am on the dais speaking in front of public, there is something called as the biggest fear, fear of public speaking. But is there a real difficulty, or is there a real trouble, or is there a real danger when I am on the public speaking seminar? Definitely not. But even if I push you, at least 50% of you will not dare to come on the dais and speak, because when a research was done, what causes highest fear or stress in humans, there were 3 options that was given. Fear of snakes, fear of height, fear of public speaking. What could be the third one? Fear of heights. Third one. I did not get your answer.
Parents.
Parents. Parents. Okay. That's beautiful. Today people fall in love with parrots. Sometimes when I see a beautiful parrot, we say, hey, look at this parrot going. So it is nothing.
Not parents. Parents.
Parents, oh my God. Okay. Guys, parents are the first entity that was put in your comfort zone. The moment you were born and when you are actually experiencing this world called as a materialistic world, 2 entities were already put in your comfort zone. That is your mom and that is your dad. Because of the tantrums what you show, maybe they would over a period of time become very strict in order to see to it they can actually handle you, but definitely not. They know you are actually handling your parents. 90% of you who are sitting here, you are actually managing your parents. Your parents are not managing you. But anyway, well taken. The third biggest fear is fear of heights. The second biggest fear is fear of snakes, as per one of the research. And the first biggest fear is fear of public speaking. Fear of death is the third one. Fear of snake is the second one. And fear of public speaking was the first one. See, practically speaking, is there any danger when you are actually on a public speaking forum? Have you heard people coming onto the dais and they started speaking and all of a sudden something happened? No. But if you are swimming, yes, there is a life and death situation. If you are driving, there is a life and death situation. If you are even cycling, there is a life and death situation. Mountain climbing, there is a life and death situation. Only place where you can comfortably come, either you speak or you don't speak. The less amount of danger or nearly zero danger is public speaking. You come, you are not able to remember, fine. But no danger here and nothing has happened after this. No disaster has happened. But still, we fear public speaking more because again, it is all in the mind. Our mind is a mind block which is creating the stress and fear in us, which is not allowing us to go forward. So, going from there, whenever we have a physical ailment, what is it actually creating? Definitely headache, back pain, fatigue, ache, difficulty in concentrating. You are consistently making more errors. Maybe my sentence formation would automatically come down. I would be doing a lot of pronunciation mistakes, lot of grammatical mistakes. Poor decision making skills in a certain amount of time. Anger. Automatically this will lead to what is called as anger. So is stress bad? I don't call stress is a bad. During the course of my talk, I'm going to explain you. When stress hurt, stress will physically not hurt, but mentally it can create such a mess in your mind. It can lead to what is called as a BP and sugar and lot of ailments. So stress is something which you will have to control. A person who is not having control of the stress, we always advise him, this kind of a stress sticking onto you is going to bring your health and create a disaster in your health. So stress is directly proportional to your good health. You will have to manage it properly. No symptoms, no stress, only major symptoms of stress are harmful. So from there. Now let us understand the entire evolution of stress. Right now as an academic student, when I say I am presenting and you are listening, all of you are so comfortable. But the very thought of exam, the moment I say there is an exam, there is a viva, there is a presentation, there is a seminar, there is an interview, it automatically creates a stress in you. That stress is so high that most of you would like to avoid coming into that experience only, and you want to actually run out of that place. So that actually creates stress. This is one form. Now, there is another way how stress actually gets created. In a very simple manner, when I explain it to you, you will understand it better. Let me go from the logic of what are we made of when it comes to winners and losers. All of us are born winners. The very birth that we are born as human, that itself makes this statement underline that you are the chosen one. Always remember, there are millions and billions of species where you and me would have been born. But if God has picked us to be born as human, He has considered you as that winning tool or that winning entity, and you are gifted onto this. So, when you know that you are that winning coin, still, over a period of time, what happens? Our confidence keeps coming down and down and down, and slowly we get into the stress. Let us understand how this origin of getting into stress happens. I'll go for a simple understanding. All of you, when you saw your 10th standard result, when you looked at the 10th standard result and when you found your name is somewhere there and your percentage is somewhere there, what did your mind talk to you at that moment? Let me tell my experience. When I was looking at the result, my mind very strongly told, this is not your result. Malik, if you would have really studied hard, if you would have really studied smart, if you would have followed every instruction that your teachers would have told, not wasting any of the time, if you would have revised properly, I think you would have seen yourself there, not here. This is not at all your results. When this thought process comes, deep inside that positive energy is so much in abundance, it says, next academic year, I am not going to be the same person. I plan myself and say, next academic year I will not be the same person, and I will start creating a plan so that I will start exactly organizing myself according to the plan. A plan is created. I tell to myself, next academic year I will not be the same person. First day of college or even during the holidays also, I will finish off most of the revision that is available, that is going to come in my next academic year. Planning has happened, but execution may problem, we will see. What do you decide? First day of college. Whatever happens, whatever the teacher is going to do in the first lesson, I know there is a time available between the first class and the second class. I'll finish off the revision then and there itself, because my objective is after I complete my BBA with whatever. After I complete my BBA with aviation or brand and advertising, my first salary should be nothing less than 2 lakhs per month. In IITN, when he actually gets into his campus, he makes himself believe that there has to be a no salary less than 1.5 CR that would be offered to me irrespective of what vertical I choose. I am very happy to say my son who is doing his third year IIT, who is a topper in Kharagpur, there were 2 or 3 such companies who offered him between 1.5 CR to 2 CR per year, and let me tell you, nothing is impossible. Yes, sometimes even to think it is possible, you get stressed. Right now, what I am telling, to digest that also, either you get stressed because you deeply want it, or you take a casual attitude, this is not for me. मुझे 1 लाख मिल जाए बस, मुझे 70,000 मिल जाए बस. Why? There are two ways you can reject an opportunity. One is take it casually and not wait for this in life. मुझे इतना मिल रहा है काफी है. And few of you, even to think I can earn 1.5 crores, 2 crores per year, you get stressed because you are not built with that confidence. If you want to be a stress-free life, there is one place. Problem-free life, there is one place. Under the ground. 3 feet by 6 feet. Buried. Stress-free. But life has to be with stress and difficulties and problems. Because life itself is like that. Ask yourself, are you looking for a stress-free life? Then you cannot live life out of conviction. You will have to take life out of convenience. As it comes, you take up and you will end up becoming one ordinary, one more person. Lot of people complete DBA. Very few hit the target job, and that target job has to be awesome. There are a lot of chaiwalas, but there is one chaiwala who hits that high, and it is still impossible to imagine how is the world admiring this Narendra Damodar Modi as one of the greatest leaders, and he was just an ordinary chaiwala who started his beginning. If a BBA student from Christ to Jayanti College has to hit that, you should have an attitude and stress management skills of what this chaiwala had. Even to actually use this word tribals, it makes us feel uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Tribals are those, you also know, who live in deep forest, not even forest, deep jungle, and they live with wild animals as though they are their own pet animals. There is nothing called as a culture there, there is nothing called as an education system there, there is no electricity, you can imagine what deep forest is all about. One girl from this tribal community living in the deep forest, one person from this Christ Jayanti College decides, I should make big in life, and this tribal woman becomes the President of India. I am talking about Draupadi Murmu. Now you have a question to ask. I am sitting in this college, in this beautiful campus. What is that I want to achieve? Yes, setbacks are there. Resistance is there. Confidence is low. Because some of you feel, how can I become an engineer when my father is not an engineer? Ask this chaiwala, was his father a great leader? No. Ask this tribal woman, what kind of environment she lived and where is she actually right now? That was because she knew I will have to live life out of conviction. When you live out of conviction, automatically stress goes zero. When you live life out of convenience, you will avoid lot of stresses, lot of opportunities that come on you, and you say, I don't want to make an attempt. If I make an attempt, only stress, nah? I will not. The teacher calls, can somebody take in charge of hosting this entire show? There should be one ad which raises, there is stress, they know, there is fear, they know, there is low confidence, they know, but still come what may, if you take up that, I want to execute this, that life of living out of conviction will change you from the chaiwala to the prime minister, from a tribal woman to the so-called president, and a fisherman's son who should have lived as a fisherman and died as a fisherman becomes the greatest ISRO scientist or astronomer. I am talking about Abdul Kalam. And all this was possible because they dared to face stress, telling stress is an indication that I am trying to experience something new. I am not doing the same things what I did yesterday. That is what animals do. They eat every day, they reproduce. All that happens. Yes, they are also living, we are also living. The only difference is I am daring enough to go, take the stress, take the fear, and do what I need to do, come what may. Because we are talking about stress, let us also understand what is courage. He is very courageous. What is courage? Courage simply means knowing that there is a fear, still I am daring to stand there. An army man, when he is actually in the border, when he has to leave his post and go to the post where he has to be there for 4 hours or 5 hours for a day or a 2 day, he doesn't know which bullet is carrying his name, and that will be his last breath that he is going to take. But still knowing that he will not be able to see his loved ones, he dares to go there and stand and actually address them, knowing a bullet can hit him and he will be no more. That is called as courageous. That is called as braveness. Braveness doesn't mean he's not at all having stress, he's not at all having fear. He has fear, in spite of fear, when he dares to go there, that is called as courageous. It was happening that people used to strike us and we used to fear striking them back, and we used to think what the international news is going to project us, what WHO is going to tell. And one man comes there and says, come what may, agar wo log घुस के मारेंगे तो हम भी घुस के मारेंगे. Uri surgical strike was not an easy task. A very stressful task it was, but it had to be executed. Every time a surgeon goes holding his what is called as his so-called knife, surgical knife, he knows there is a stress. In spite of the stress, I am ready to execute this, and that is called as courageous. You also should actually try and manage stress. If you are not actually taking stress, that means you are trying to sit in a comfort zone. You are not trying to go out of the comfort zone and do things differently. If a person says, I have never failed, that means I say, you have never tested your capabilities going beyond the comfort zone. You are trying to live in the comfort zone and you are going to die in the comfort zone. Chai wala was a comfort zone. You will live as a chai wala, you will die as a chai wala. Tribal community living there is a comfort zone. You will live as a tribal woman and you will die as a tribal woman. And as a fisherman's son, being a fisherman is a comfort zone. You will live as a fisherman's son and you will die as a fisherman's son. One project fails, our soft landing fails, ISRO could have considered, no, this is our comfort zone, we are not made for moon, we are not made for Mars, we are made for only few things, and if they start sitting there, that means they are executing themselves in a comfort zone. But the other side of the story, how exactly this stress actually happens. I saw my result, I made a promise, next academic year, because my target is already fixed. I want to get this kind of a salary from this particular company, and this is the designation what I want to go. These has to be pre-planned and it has to be fixed right now. And then see how your stress and fear is going to play a game with you. That is the beauty of actually playing a game in your BBA. Fix the target. This is the company, this is the salary, this is the job I am going to work for. And then plan yourself right from now. You will start feeling the stress right now. Why? You are trying to go beyond your comfort zone and it automatically brings stress. But it has to be managed in a very neat and professional manner. We will go for small stresses which multiplies and becomes a monstrous stress. I saw my result, I have already decided this is not my result. I will have to be far more better than this. So what I do, next academic year when the college starts, I want to be the first person to actually start studying. So what I say, between the first class and the second class, whatever the 10 minutes time I get, I'll start doing what is called as a vision without wasting any time. And the first day of academic year starts. First day I had a business management introduction, and the teacher said, as it is first day, I don't want to prolong the class for a longer time. You are free to do whatever you want to do. What was your plan? You will immediately start preparing notes so that you get ready for the next class. You pick up a pen and when you are about to start, something tells, instead of this class, you can do it next class. This is the first hindrance towards stress. What happened? Starting to do. You were about to start actually executing a very serious thought of actually preparing for the exam, and all of a sudden you told, instead of this class, I can do it next class. You did what is called as procrastination. After you procrastinated, you fixed up one more time, starting time. What was that? After the second period, between the second and the fourth period, I'll start seriously studying. A time was fixed, and then you told, instead of now, I'm doing it in the next class. I'm not saying I will not do it. A procrastination happened. When the next period comes between the second and the third period when you are about to do, you slowly start realizing, not now. This next period is not working. All of a sudden in the lunch break, I'll seriously start studying, and you push it to lunch break, and when it comes to lunch break, you push it to evening because you had promised evenings I will not waste time. As soon as I come from college, I'll sit on my study desk, whether it is an hostel or whether it is at home, and I'll start preparing for the entire day. And you come to that evening slot, and you immediately say, next period has not worked, afternoon, and evening has not worked. Definitely I will start from tomorrow, and you procrastinate it to tomorrow. But when the tomorrow comes, you say, definitely from tomorrow I will start. When you have done 2-3 times tomorrow, the procrastination or postponing, something deep inside says, tomorrow is not working. Once for all, from next Monday, I will seriously start studying my BBA, and you push it to next Monday. When that next Monday comes, you push it to one more Monday. When consistently Monday has happened, deep inside something says, Monday is not working for me. Next month first, I will seriously start studying. So, if you look at yourself, every time you fix a starting point, you want to execute something, you procrastinate and fix up one more starting point. Again, when that time comes, you procrastinate and fix one more starting point. So when you have done it next month, that is also not working, you fix up some important dates now. Definitely let this Deepavali come and seriously start studying. Last year most of you did the same thing. And when this Deepavali comes, Deepavali is not working. Christmas onwards now, I will seriously start studying, and you pushed it to Christmas. When Christmas came, you pushed it to New Year. When New Year came, most of you are pushing it to Shivratri or Valentine's Day to come. To start seriously studying. When you ask yourself, what did you do a mistake? You are being continuously procrastinating. None of you are saying, I'm not going to study. Did I say that? No. I know my parents have invested their hard-earned money. I know my target is I should get a good job. So I should seriously study. But I will study from, you will fix up next week or after that. And finally when the exam is 30 days down the line, you somehow study. But what was in your mind when you saw your last academic result was putting yourself there, you are not able to put there, you have brought it down. In this entire process, all this has happened. You have come across starting trouble. Whenever a starting trouble has happened, you have procrastinated. After procrastination, you fix up one more starting trouble. Like that, you start living with this problem. When you start consistently living with this problem, that creates what is called as stress. When the first day, if you would have gone and studied the whole what was done in the college, it would have been easy for you. You pushed it to tomorrow, By 3 days, you have a big baggage of studies to do. When you have that big baggage and the target that you wanted to score 90% plus, that is automatically telling you, it won't be possible, मैं बिल्कुल नहीं कर पाऊंगा. When it consistently keeps doing that, you say, maybe I may not get 90, 85 I will definitely get. You bring down your percentage from 90 to 85. That is what we say, giving up. Why did you give up? You gave up because of the stress. What actually is the stress? Stress is nothing but the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done. If on the first day when everything was done, you should have gone home and you should have prepared for the entire day, next day there wouldn't have been any stress at all. So let us repeat this. What is stress? All of you? All of you. What is stress? Repeat this question 3 times. What is stress? Stress is nothing but the gap between when it was supposed to be done, the gap between when it could have been done and when eventually it was done. When it was actually supposed to be done, but when did you actually do it? That is actually called as stress. The stress is getting on your head because you are consistently getting into this habit of starting trouble. You don't start the things exactly on the same time. You keep on procrastinating. When you consistently procrastinate, you will be living in that what we call it as a cycle of procrastinating and creating a new starting time, again going there, again procrastinating, again going there and procrastinating. This difference of when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done, this gap is going to create what is called as stress. So if you want to bring down the stress, you will have to execute your work exactly on the same day and same time. Most of us should get used to it. As a BBA or an MBA student, you should be a man of discipline. You are a manager, you are a management student. There should be a time for everything in its time. So what is the remedy? When we look at the remedy, the first and the foremost remedy for all this is I know I don't want to get into starting trouble attitude because I know starting trouble attitude will lead to procrastination. I don't want to get into starting trouble because I know starting trouble will lead to procrastination. Procrastination will lead to living with the problem. Living with the problem will lead to stress, and stress will lead to giving up attitude. So this giving up will come just because you are being consistently procrastinating and living with the problem, procrastinating, living with the problem, procrastinating, living with the problem, and ultimately that will lead to stress. I'll take up a simple example. Maybe 2 or 3 students from here, you lack what is called as excellence in communication skills. You lack excellent communication skills. So one of the teachers will advise, as a BBA or an MBA student, it is very important that you have excellent vocabulary skills, excellent public speaking skills, excellent seminar handling skills, excellent group discussion skills, excellent interpersonal skills. What is the best solution for that? Enroll in any of the institutes which offers you communication skill classes and make yourself perfect. So what happens? The moment this information gets onto you, you should make a serious conviction that come what may, today I will go, I will inquire the best institute, I'll pay the fees, I'll enroll and I'll start my action today. But instead what you do, instead of going today, you say, I'll go tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow. That tomorrow will get shuffled to Monday, and that Monday will get shuffled to next month first, and that next month will get into some important dates. It could be Christmas, it could be New Year, or next academic year. Anyway, it is my final year. I'll seriously start working on my communication skills. I do know communication is important, but by that time, your entire time is being spent in all other activities except working on your communication skills. At one point of time, you are so stressed because you wanted to do, you could not do, you wanted to do, you could not do. You say, my communication is okay. I still will get a job. So what happens? You get into that giving up attitude. And this will reflect in every work that you do. I'll take up a simple, one more example. Assuming today your teacher has done one of the a little difficult to understand lesson in one of the important subject, and that lesson carries definitely 15 marks for the exam. I'm talking about why stress gets into us. When this assignment is given, the teacher's objective was, go create a record. I want your record should be written for this particular lesson. And also, I want you to submit a 10-page assignment on this particular lesson because it is an important lesson, a little difficult lesson to understand. This will help you in the exam. Please submit it by next Saturday. Information is passed on. What should you do? You should immediately come back the same day, start preparing the record so that your objective was, this will help me to understand the subject, and that understanding of the subject will help me to actually perform better in the exam, because there is minimum 15 marks of questions that could be expected from this lesson. You took it very seriously. All those who went on the same day wrote the record and also wrote the assignment, not once, twice or thrice, because your objective was, I need to score high. How many times I write? Let it be left to me. The teacher expects me twice, I will submit her twice, but let me write more. This is called as positive attitude. Where is stress? No stress. You have written today, next day you come, you see the teacher, you smile and say, ma'am, assignment ho gaya. Oh good, you have written fast. The rest of them will look at ma'am and say, you have still to write the assignment. I'll go today and write. Will you come today in the night and write? Because you are used to procrastination. That procrastination will play a very consistent role by every time asking you to procrastinate until and unless it becomes never procrastinated on. What you do? You push it to next. You push it to tomorrow. Wednesday becomes Thursday. Thursday becomes Friday. Friday anyhow you will write because Saturday the teacher is going to look at it. But the objective of writing on Friday is not understanding the subject so that it will help you in the exam. The focus is I will have to complete it so that my teacher will not scold me tomorrow. So your stress was only because you were supposed to complete this assignment on this day. Instead of that, you pushed it to the next day. And this consistent pushing will create what is called as stress. So, what is stress? Stress is nothing but a gap between when you decided you will do and ultimately when you did. It may actually not be a relevant story, but let me tell you, sometimes you will go to a path where there is no way you can always come back. And life will slap you so horribly that you will never be able to come back. It so happened, I still remember, I have a good friend who is my friend right from the primary school. It so happened that his mother is a principal of a reputed college. I don't want to take the name of the college. I used to call her aunt. She was the smartest lecturer I have seen because she had influenced us right from the primary about all the disciplines of life, about everything about life. And it was such a beautiful experience being with her. She was such a disciplined lady. We could not point at her and say something is not in discipline. Everything was in discipline. It so happened when my friend got engaged and he got married, at that point of time, our mother was a little sick. When we had to find out what was her sickness, she also tried to overrule saying that it is nothing, I am just not feeling comfortable because of the stress of the marriage, and she gave up. It so happened that after the marriage, after the 6-7 months of my friend's marriage, my aunt started developing a small pimple near her breast. Do you know, recently we had this cancer day and this college also had a very huge and a big celebration of how important cancer's understanding is. My aunt was such a learned professional, she should have immediately gone and she should have checked. It was at that time when my aunt was expecting a grandson or a granddaughter to her place. She never wanted this news that she's having a simple pimple there and going to an hospital. She never wanted to create a chaos. So she started, let my daughter-in-law come back. After her delivery, I will go. And this happened 15 days, 20 days, 1 month. After 1 month, a beautiful granddaughter was born to my aunt and she comes home and she is very uncomfortable. I could make out. I went up to my aunt. Aunt, you are not the same. You are actually feeling uncomfortable. I have a little problem. I wanted to go to an hospital. I'll do like this. Let that 1 month ceremony happen of my granddaughters. Afterwards, I will go. And she kept on postponing. The small pimple became bigger and larger because it was consistent. A starting point comes. Tomorrow I should go to the hospital. What happens when the starting point comes? Some other work will come in between, and you will postpone and say, "I'll go next Monday." When the next Monday comes, she was expecting that by next week our daughter-in-law will have a delivery date, and she wanted to do it after that so that there should not be any stress. She again procrastinated. Starting trouble procrastination. We could see in her face she was not comfortable. She was stressed all the time. Stress is nothing but the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done. Somehow she pushed it and she told after 1 month she will go after the small ceremony of a naming, which is partial naming ceremony we call it as. On that day of the partial naming ceremony, all of us are celebrating. She had worn silk saree, it was so hot. It was during the summer vacation when this celebration was happening. Right at that moment, after the puja, she automatically collapses. As soon as she collapses, we take her to an hospital. And we had a common friend who is also a cancer doctor. She shouted on the top of her voice telling, being such an intelligent, learned person, is this the way you procrastinate the symptoms of such a big disease? I'm very sorry to say, you are not in stage 1, 2 or 3, you are in the 5th stage, 4th or 5th stage of your cancer. There is no coming back. Count the days. Cryingly, she shouts at her friend because of what she did. Again, I'm telling you, life will slap you so horribly, there will never be an option of returning back. Few people will take it very, very casually. It could be anything. My eyes have started graying for whatever reason. Immediately go to the doctor, some solution may come up. I'm not able to understand one particular subject. It is not that I was always weak in this subject. Somehow I am not able to understand. Go to the teacher, do one Shastra Namaskar and say, ma'am, I am not able to understand, do whatever you can, I need a solution. Instead, no, I will go next Monday, I will go next month first, I will go next month first, and tomorrow is the exam, you go to the late night, 12 o'clock and knock her, and ma'am will open, ma'am, tomorrow exam, nothing is getting inside. My aunt did the same thing, it was stage 5. And we are knocking the doors of the hospital, and the hospital told, not. When life slaps you, life will slap you so horribly, you will go into an irreversible upward. Stress is also something. Prevention is better than cure. So no, certain things will be stressful. If you know a particular chapter is not working, go then and there itself and have it done. It can do miracles to you. Instead, you procrastinate, and you say, in all the subjects, anyway, I am going to get 80. In this, if I get 60, what is wrong? It gives up, takes you to an attitude of giving up. One or two pimples in your face, go immediately to the skin specialist. No, I'll go next week, I'll go after the semester exam, I'll go after the second semester exam, after the third semester, 1 I become 10, I become 20, I become 40. And finally, you go and the doctor looks at your face, sir, can you help me with this pimple problem? Where can I help you? There is no place to help you, everything is pimples. Little grey hairs was there, go immediately, get yourself treated. Instead, what you do, you procrastinate, start living with the problem, get into a stressful environment, and ultimately you say, if hairs are grey, that doesn't mean that he is not human. He is also human. Let me live a human life. So you will start giving up. This is one of the biggest negative that is actually creating you stress. No, sir, I don't want to have a stress. I want to have a very comfortable environment. What is the solution? If you are actually looking for a solution, the first solution is attitude to plan and organize. Discipline of having a plan and organizing everything according to the plan. You will not have stress at all. Let me take up a beautiful example. Your college is so well organized. There is no plan to create stress at all. The opening day of the college is already fixed. The first semester exam date is already fixed. The chapters, by when it has to be completed, everything is fixed. There is a timetable, which hour is being occupied by which teacher is already being prefixed. And there is a final semester exam also fixed, the first sem and the second sem and the third sem. And you have a complete roadmap of what has to be done, when, and everything is structurally done. So with confidence you can say, I think by 2025, this particular month, I will be a BBA student. Why? Because you have a plan. College has a plan and it is exactly working according to the plan. You are an advertisement. You will have to create a brand. So there should be a pop-up plan so that your advertisement hits that, what we call it as a viral word, and it becomes one of the fastest selling product because of the advertisement that you created. It has to be done by you only. There has to be a plan and it has to be executed according to the plan. If problem arises, change the plan. This advertisement is not working, change the plan. I am an aviation student. I need to work either in the ground or as an air hostess or as a staff. If I need to work like that, I need an excellent presentation skills. My vocabulary skills has to be so fluent that the moment I speak, people should feel, wow. And for that, yes, I know what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. Can I work on my strengths and make it still more better? Rather than getting stressed that I don't have communication skills, I don't have good presentation skills, my vocabulary is bad, my grammar is bad, my pronunciation is bad, or my vocal itself is not right, everything can be changed. Even a bad singer trained under a very good music teacher can become an excellent singer because there are rules for some places where it can be changed. But some places it need not be changed because you are what you are there. Unnecessary getting stress will not work. Beautiful understanding of stress is know the life's way of actually living. Life is all about management, is all about what can you do with whatever you have. That is what is called as a life's way of living. Not trying to think about something which you don't have. Let me take a very beautiful example. This man, when you look at this particular person, from top to bottom, he is so dark. Nothing appears that he can become an actor. Forget about he becoming a superstar. He has a very huge head compared to his body, very small eyes. He doesn't have a 9-pack and his physique doesn't look like, oh, an hero is being born. No, definitely not. His vocal of putting out the dialogues was not that good. But he had one thing which was at the peak. He was an excellent stylist. The way he used to put his spectacles, the way he used to toss a cigar and light it, it was amazing. That one vertical he kept on working. He did not get stressed because he could not change his color. Any fair and lovely applied 20 times a day, he knew that his color cannot be changed. But he knew there is one skill set which is on the top, that is his style. He took the style and he started working on it, so in and out. And today he is considered a superstar and he became a superstar. I am talking about the great Rajini sir, who is the highest paid actor in South Asia. It was only because of the style technique what he had. He knew how to handle stress. He did not think, oh, my color is not there, so they may not accept. No, that becomes a stressful opportunity. Stressfully taking things. Only if I have this, I can become successful. No, a child also can become a prime minister. Tribal woman also can become a president, and even a fisherman's son can become what he became because they live life out of conviction. Stresses will be there. Can you change what is changeable? Yes, work on that. Please do not attempt something which is not changeable. I cannot change the color of the screen. Even if you try, how Michael Jackson tried, you will miserably fail and something horrible is going to happen. What can be changed, work on that. What cannot be changed, live that. Try to work on other skill sets so that your strength will become more stronger and it can help you to grow in your life. And your weaknesses which cannot be changed will automatically become a backbencher there. Today when people select Rajini sir as an hero, they are not looking at his looks, they are looking at the rest of it and they know this movie is going to be a super hit if I am going to take Rajini sir. Yes, this advertisement is going to be a super hit if I take this particular entity. If I have this particular skill set as a air hostess or as a ground staff or as a managing an entire floor in a very good aeronautical company, I can manage this. So that is what is called as management. So for that we have a very simple understanding that there are three very basic disciplines. The first basic discipline is you should have a plan and you should organize exactly according to the plan. The first basic discipline is time management. There is a time for everything and everything in its time. Can you repeat? There is a time for everything and everything in its time. 3 times. There is a time for everything. The first basic discipline that you will have to put for a stress-free life is there is a time for everything and everything will be done in that time. Ask yourself, why is this stress? Because of time mismanagement. You give a time and in that particular time you will have to manage 3 things. That is only becomes time mismanagement. So very basic discipline that you will have to put for time management is there is a time for everything and everything should be done in that time only. So what would be the basic discipline? You will have to get up on time early in the morning. There is a getting up, wake up time that is fixed. As soon as you wake up, there is a study time that is fixed. As soon as the study time is completed, freshen up time, getting ready to the college time. And the moment you come to the college will take care of your rest of the routine. But between the class hours and between the free hours, how you can manage your time so that it will help your target to be achieved? That means I need minimum 1 crore salary for 1 year. If that is the target what you have, you will have to keep working accordingly. So your wake up time, your time for studies, your time for family, your time for friends, your time for moving, everything should be going according to the discipline. When there is no time mismanagement, your actual life will go stress-free. When two things get occupied in one place, that is when you actually get stressed. The first stress-removing activity will be there is a time for everything and everything in its time. And the second very important is there is something called as place discipline. You should always be within that place discipline. What is that place discipline? There is a place for everything and everything in that place only. Most of the time what happens, you don't actually manage this place discipline. It actually creates too much of mess in your life. What I mean by place discipline, yes, there are 8 subjects. There is a separate book for all the 8 subjects. For class work, there is a separate book. For homework, there is a separate book. For revision work, for important information, there should be a separate book. There is a time for this particular subject, and there is a place where you write this particular subject. There is a manner in which you write this particular subject. So that way, when you have a place discipline, you can do miracles in it. And even when you sit for studies, in Vedas we say there is something called as a vastu. Every place generates an energy when repeatedly same activity is done in that particular place. So you should have a place discipline of where you study and time discipline of when you study. When this way you study, when you study gets aligned properly, with little efforts you can get maximum benefit out of it. Just to give a little importance of what we call it as a time discipline. All of you should know, even if you Google or if you ask ChatGPT, it will definitely answer you this. There is something called as a Brahmi Muhurta or a Brahma Muhurta. It is in Christianity followed also, it is followed in Hindu, so even in Muslims also they follow. Early in the morning, just before the sun rises and after the sun rises, that particular time is called it as a Brahmi Muhurta or a Brahma Muhurta. That particular time has a very high energy level. What I mean by very high energy level is, you can achieve maximum with little efforts. But the same thing when you will have to do in another time interval, you will have to put lot of efforts and you get no results or you get very less results. This is being told. And as an academic student, if you have fixed up your target, I am not ready for ordinary things in life, my target is fixed, my goal is fixed. To achieve that goal, can you on a daily basis give this little dosage of getting up in the Brahmi Muhurta and then studying? That is what we call it as a place discipline. And let me tell you this beautiful statement. In English, there is a phrase all of you would have heard, where there is a will, there is a way. Can we repeat it 3 times? Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. But let me change it because I am talking about stress. There is always a way. Don't be stressed. Ask yourself, do you have the will? A Chaiwala has become a Prime Minister. If I am taking Christ, because Christ College is also one of the sister concern of this college, there are students from Christ College who are doing BBA. They have got an offer 3.5 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs per month. Job offers have come to them because they believe and they work accordingly. So again I am telling you, there is always a way. Do you have the will? In the same campus, there was last recruitment when people have got jobs from foreign companies, and they were offered in dollar equivalent to 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 lakhs per month. That means there is always a way. Do you have the will? My stress is because I am trying to do something which others have not done it. No, definitely not. People have already done it. You will have to be only doing it for the second time. Do you have the will? And most of the times, stress will be created just because of non-willingness to do the work. I'll tell you for a simple reason. See, when a particular target is given, you will have to do this assignment today only. When there is a non-willingness, excuses are born, procrastination is born. What I mean by procrastination, मुझे ये नहीं करना है अभी. So what I do, I look for excuses. Excuses is again a truth in a wrong place. It may be raining outside, but still few of you will come exactly before the class starts because you have a conviction, come what may, I am always going to be before time to the class. That is actually living out of conviction, willingness. From the womb of a willingness, solutions are born. From the womb of non-willingness, excuses are born. How can I be an engineer when my father is not an engineer? How can you expect that I should get 1.5 crores per year? It is highly impossible. None of our friends have got. So this way what happens? It is projecting you in a manner of non-willingness because you don't want to do it, you look for excuses. When you strongly want to do it, you will always look for solutions. Ask yourself, are you living your life out of excuses or are you living your life out of solutions? If you are looking for solutions, that means you have a willingness to do. मुझे इस subject में weak हूँ. I will catch up any teachers as possible, wherever possible. I'll go to their home, I'll go to the department, I'll sit with them for hours because my intention is I should somehow get through it. Solutions are born. If I am not actually having that willingness, it's okay. In other subjects, if I score high percentage, my overall percentage will be 65 and above. That is what my father also got. That is what I also have got. Because most of your understanding is like this. Let me share a beautiful joke because few of you are closing your eyes and sleeping. Few of you have opened your eyes and you are sleeping. The only thing is you are gazing at me. There was this son, a naughty son. He went up to his father. Father was waiting for him because he was coming from the college. Because it was a result day. Father wanted to know, मेरा बेटा का result क्या हुआ? When father was very curious, as soon as he comes, he says, what happened to your result? तो पापा, वो डॉक्टर अंकल है ना? वो which डॉक्टर अंकल? रमेश अंकल. वो डॉक्टर रमेश अंकल ना बोलो क्या हुआ उसे? सर उसका बेटा है ना मेरे क्लास में, वो फेल हो. अरे ओके उसने फेल हो गया, मैं आपका रिजल्ट का क्या हुआ? तो पापा वो इंजीनियर अंकल है ना, उनका बेटा लक्ष्मण वो भी फेल हो गया. अरे ये उसका मैं क्यों पूछूंगा? आपका क्या हुआ आपका रिजल्ट? देन स्लोली वेट करते पापा वो लॉयर अंकल है ना, वो जो हमारा टेनेंस है वो भी फेल हो गया. Papa gets angry, he takes his arm, एक चापट लगा के, अरे idiot, I'm not asking about their result, I'm asking about your result. पापा अगर इंजीनियर का बेटा फेल हो सकता है, डॉक्टर का बेटा फेल हो सकता है, लॉयर का बेटा फेल हो सकता है, एसएससी फेल वालों का बेटा फेल हो सकता है. So most of your ambition is like that because you have already decided I don't want to. So you look for solution. My father is like fisherman. How can I become a scientist? Abdul Kalam's own close relatives, close brothers, they were not as successful as Abdul Kalam because they had already decided मुझे करना नहीं है. When there is a willingness, solutions are born. Again, when there is a willingness, there is nothing called as denial in God's book. Again, I am telling you, in God's book there is nothing called as denial. Delay will be there. But are you ready to hold on to that delay? No. Most of us, few obstacles comes, you give up. नहीं होता, and that actually leads to stress. Starting trouble leads to procrastination. Procrastination leads to living with the problem. Living with the problem leads to stress. When you are consistently stressed, that leads to giving up attitude. The only solution to that is you should have a plan and you should work according to the plan. There you have 3 disciplines to follow. First one is time discipline. There is a time for everything, everything in its time. And the second one is place discipline. There is a place for everything, everything in its place. You should set a place for your studies. You should set a time for your studies. You should set a place for your sleep. You should set a space for your books. You should set like that. When you have a beautiful place discipline, it can do miracles. There will not be stress. When you keep things episodically, you are always stressed. Even when you store information in your memory episodically, even in the exam you are stressed because information is not pouring in the right manner. And that will automatically create what is called a stress. And the last one is there is a right way and there is a wrong way. Most of the time you will be stressed because you are always not following the right way of actually doing things. Anything, you do it in the right way. If I am asking you, what is your discipline of studies? All of you who score 90 above, 80 above, 60 above, 50 above. Most of your discipline of studies is taking information from the book, putting it into your memory. I am not talking about the class. You take information from the book, put it into your memory. But actually in the exam what happens? In exam you will be doing exactly the reverse thing. You will be taking information from your mind or what you call it as a memory and putting it into the paper, writing. So what should you do more? This, na? The Olympian participants felt very comfortable coming to Olympian real game and playing there because they were given the same kind of environment in the place where they were trained so that this becomes easy. But are you doing the same thing? No. You are not doing the same thing. There is this beautiful word, Dushman kahan hai? All of you. Dushman kahan hai? Can you repeat it 3 times? Dushman kahan hai? What's the answer? Bagal mein hai. Everybody will say that. Dushman bagal mein hai. But let me tell you, दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, आपका दुश्मन अंदर है. Modi did not become what he became because of his अगल बगल वाले. Modi became what he became because of himself. So दुश्मन कहाँ है? बगल में नहीं है, अंदर है. दोस्त भी कहाँ है? बगल में नहीं है, अंदर है. Ask yourself, are you ready to put efforts and become a dost to yourself so that the target can be reached? For that, time discipline, place discipline, and right way and wrong way discipline. One beautiful smart way of studies we will say, and we will try to wind up and take a few questions. When you study, assuming you are picking up 1 hour for your studies, I am talking about how you can manage stress-free studies. One is, let there be a discipline of whatever is done today will be completed today, and whatever is completed today will be accommodated with right kind of revision so that in the exam you don't forget. That is one thing. And the other thing would be, whenever you are studying in 1 hour, there are how many 20 minutes in 1 hour? MBA, BBA students. How many 20 minutes in 1 hour? 3 20 minutes. We will divide it as 3. First 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes, last 20 minutes. Can all of you repeat? First 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes, last 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes, whenever you are reading any book, let it be a business administration, one book you have taken, or entrepreneurship development, one book is there, one subject is there, you have taken. 3 lessons are completed. You take up the book, open, and start reading. You are trying to read and understand, you are trying to look at it and understand. For the first 20 minutes, you will do this, taking information, putting it into the memory. Next, close the book after 20 minutes. Only you should have written down the questions. Try to verbally answer the questions so that you will know how your preparation has perfectly gone into the memory and it is recallable. Because getting into the memory is one, but right time recalling it is also important, because most of the stresses in the exam you will never find any of the questions that come out of the syllabus. In the exam you will always find every question is from the syllabus, but you are not able to recollect perfect 100% answer for every question. When you recollect 80%, you get 80% marks, or a little less than that. When you recollect 50%, you get a little less than that. It is because you are not able to recollect information. You have not practiced recollecting information. That is what I mean here. There is a right way for everything and everything is the right way only. That did not happen. So what I do, for the next 20 minutes I have closed the book, I will read only the questions and try to answer verbally. It will be faster. But if I am not able to get, I can open the book, revise quick and then again verbally say, because everything is happening fast. That should be done religiously in the middle 20 minutes. And the last 20 minutes, close the book, put it into the rack, sit in the place just as the height of the chair what you use in your college. Have a desk at the height of whatever desk you are using in the college, because that is what you use in an examination center. Pick up a pen, have the questions ready, simply start answering those questions. The more you start answering those questions, you are preparing for that dream percentage what you want. So more of that has to be practiced. 20 minutes take information, put it here. Middle 20 minutes is again recollecting information verbally. The last 20 minutes is recollecting information in the form of writing. Try to make an attempt of actually having a same environment of an exam, trying to solve your previous year question papers, so that you will be a little stress relaxed about your old subjects. These are few things what I wanted to say. If there is any questions, I will take it up. Because we are talking about stress management. All of you seem to be completely out of the box. Okay. What do you think is the ultimate goal of all of you? We'll go for life question. What is your ultimate goal? 2 BMW, 1 BMW, 2 Aishwarya Rais, 1 Aishwarya Rai. I'm talking about a big building which is 8 floors. I'm not talking about that Aishwarya Rai, the name of the building. Okay, now what is your ultimate goal of your life? Let me explain you, because we are talking about stress. Our entire stress is we are not living in this moment. We are always scribbling about the past which we did not enjoy, and we are anticipating in future everything will be okay. And what is that in future you are looking for? Because the goal of all goals is happiness. You as a kid were sent to school because they felt a good schooling will create enough happiness for them, that will create enough career happiness in you, so you were pushed to school and you came to school. Let it be your kindergarten. When you came to your kindergarten, LKG or UKG, when you came for the first time, when you were very enthusiastic that I wanted to go to this kindergarten, you were so energetic, you wanted to come. But after a week you started realizing, hey, I am not experiencing that happiness now. I was so happy when I was at home, maybe I will be happy when I go to high school. And you pushed yourself to high school, that was your 8th, 9th and 10th. When you came to a new school, you were very interestingly liking that place, but slowly you started realizing, what happiness is this? I was very happy when I was in kindergarten, much more happier when I was at home. This is not at all happiness, and somebody tells you, you will definitely have happiness when you go to +1 and +2, and you push yourself to 11th. When you came to 11th, very happy. 1 month, very happy. After 1 month, you started realizing, you have so many subjects to study, so many things to study. Friends are really not friends, they are jealous of each other. What kind of an environment is this? I was so happy in my high school, much more happier in primary, still more happier in my childhood days when I was at home. And slowly somebody tells you, when you go to BBA in so-called Christ Jayanti College, you will be happy. And few of you came here to Christ Jayanti College, and you were happy for 1 month, and slowly you started realizing so many classes, so many PD sessions, so many boring lecturers. What is this happening? I was so happy in my +1 and +2, much more, and same thing continues. Your story will end there and talk about our stories. Somebody told us, when you get into job, you will be happy. And I and your lecturers and your principals somehow tried to get that first job. It was a little difficult to get that first job, but somehow we made it up. The first salary came, and slowly we are asking ourselves, are you happy? and I started realizing what happiness is this. A lot of politics in about this. I was very happy in my degree, much more happier in plus 2, much more happier. And you are always cribbing about the past where you could have enjoyed, you did not enjoy. You are anticipating happinesses in the future. And somebody told your teachers and your parents and us that marriage is happiness. And when they told marriage is heaven and happiness, we also went and we told, Mama, you are asking me, na? I am ready to get married. Mama is trying to pull my leg. Marriage is not always happiness, it's a present continuous tense. You should make it happier by consistently living in the moment. We are not living in this moment. We are always thinking about the past where we would have enjoyed much more, anticipating in future we'll be happier. I told my mama I am ready to get married. Mama knew he is going to face the most difficult part of his life, that is heaven and hell given in package, combo offer. And I got engaged from the engagement to marriage, and after 3 months, ask your parents also, it was heaven only. 100% I'll write it to you. Because they would have seen a good of each other. No stress at all. And slowly after 2-3 months, they will start seeing each other's real me. Because you were an apple, actually packaged as a mango, and she thought you are a mango and she would have got married. When life pushes you and stresses you, when juice comes, only mango juice will come. Suddenly you are looking like an apple. And slowly you start realizing what happiness is this. And somebody told you, अगर बच्चा हो जाएगा ना, सब कुछ happy रहेगा. Let me tell you, बच्चा जब neighbor भी करने होता है, you can be happy because you can go every now and then, चिन्नू मुद्दू, you can do and come. If the boss comes to your house, if a girl or a boy is born in your house, she is the boss. She takes complete charge of your entire house. You would have had a place discipline. There is a place for everything in its place. A place for chapel, a place for puja room, a place for kakar, for the extra room, while when he comes, he blasts everything. And there was a time for everything in its time. This is the time I will sleep, this is the time I wake up, this is the breakfast time, this is the dinner time, this is the susu time. For him, there is nothing like that. For her, there is nothing like that. She takes charges and you will start thinking, your parents, what a devil is. They love you. But still they feel what a devil is. Maybe when this devil gets into school, he will be happy. They push you to school, tantrums are more. And when they push you to school, they think you will be happy. You are also not happy, he is also not happy. They also assume when he goes to college, he will become self-responsible. We can be happy and you are pushed to college, but responsibilities will become more. And they also realize that अगर मेरा बच्चे को job मिल जाएगा ना, सब कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा. And they push you to job. And again, when the job also is got, they realize what happiness is this. जैसे शादी करा देंगे ना, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. And they push you to marriage. So what is happening in this life? We are always anticipating that we can enjoy happiness in future, and we are always cribbing about the past which we did not enjoy. We have forgotten to live in this moment. Right now is the moment for you to become stress-free for your entire future by making the right kind of choices right now. Can you make right kind of choices right now instead of cribbing, I shouldn't have got into this bus, I shouldn't have got into this college, I should have got into that college, or accidentally I would have got into this college. No way you can crib about it. Whatever is given is your given, because the beginning has already started. Life has to be lived like a BCD environment. B is the beginning, D is the destination. Ask yourself, what is your destination? 1.5 lakh salary per month, and this company is my destination fixed. Beginning has already happened. You can't change the college. College is already been fixed. Principal is fixed. Every lecturer is already prefixed, which is not under your control. Can you change anything that is not under your control? Definitely not. Can you change something which is in your control? Definitely yes. Work on those things which is under your control. Do not get stressed on something which you cannot control. Swami Gautama very beautifully told, when you have a problem, you will get stressed. But ask yourself this question, I have a problem. Do you have a solution? Then implement that solution. Don't stress yourself. I have a problem. Do you have a solution? When you don't have a solution, leave it to him. Why do you get stressed? That's all. That is how life has to be lived. And when you understand all this, you started thinking, what is this? What happiness is this? And to my will start with parents and Babu. Everything happens. But still let me tell you, life is always about how you live right now. I told BCD way of living, your choice of reaching that destination is available to you every now and then. Right now there was a choice. You could have winded up this class exactly 10, 11:30 and you would have told enough, sir. Few of you are sitting with conviction, maybe something will transform. Maybe something will transform and I am going to see to it that I reach that destiny, because let me tell you, in life nothing happens out of coincidence. Today, you and me meeting is not coincidence. It is an incidental event that was already written in your destiny. It is an opportunity for you to cleanse yourself, because I am not telling any science which is not being told by your teachers. Maybe I am trying to repeat the same thing. The way you are listening, how much you are aligned to it, that can transform and it can bring a chaiwala to whatever you are, and you can also become whatever you can. There was a time when Modi was required and he was born. There was a time India wanted an amazing speaker who could stand and say, "My beloved brothers and sisters of America," and Vivekananda was born. In the same manner, you are no coincidence because of your mother and father coming in mood. Let me tell you, you are an entity that was required right now, and you are born. You are that masterpiece. You are that masterpiece. You are unique. You are the rarest of the rare. There was nobody like you in the past. There is nobody like you right now. In the mere infinite of time to come, there will never be anybody like you. You are a masterpiece. You are that masterpiece. Believe in it. And ask yourself, what is that I am destined to do? And every time, the choices have to be made. Always remember, God plays a beautiful trick. Our stress is because we want immediate pleasure, and that is where you create a permanent stress for yourself. Why is the stress coming? Because you are initially choosing in the choice pleasurable things. Getting up early in the morning, is it pleasurable or painful? Will you take pain? No, you want pleasure. Sitting in a class and writing and making notes and preparing for the class by taking down everything. Even in my MTech, when I studied in one of the top reputed colleges, I go with a book and pen, I take notes. I don't see anybody taking notes. It shows that how much of conviction you have towards the target that you want to reach. It's a lesson. Anybody who comes under the influence of you, they should feel like what a class it was. The moment they enter with books and pens. The moment this class started, they started preparing the notes. I was really amazed, and I felt if a campus drive has to be done, it has to be for this particular class, because the way they received the entire session, I was totally impressed by them. So again, opportunities will knock you. When nobody is taking responsibility, you should be that person who will raise his hand and say, I am ready to take up this responsibility. Only then that charwala can become what he becomes. And that when a college dropout can actually build a big company, and he can have all the expertise who are actually technocrats work for him. It could be Bill Gates. So again, I am telling you, stress busters is taking up stress voluntarily. But what happens when a choice is given? Every choice comes with two kinds of pleasures. Two kinds of emotion. One is pleasurable emotion. One more is painful emotion. What you do, you want pleasurable emotion. Right now, write this assignment 5 times. No, it is painful. I want pleasurable. You give up on this. Can you study 8 hours a day? No, that is painful. I want pleasurable. I want to watch serials. I want to use social media. I want to actually gossip. I enjoy doing all this. So what is happening? For the destination to be achievable, choices have to be made, right? In the choices, when two emotions are kept, pleasure and pain, you always pick up pleasure. But let me tell you, initial pleasure will give you permanent pain and permanent stress. But initial pain, though it is stressful to get up early in the morning, when you volunteer this pain, it will give you permanent pleasure, permanent stress-free life. On a daily basis, I am getting up at 4 o'clock. I have been working for this particular target, and I am seeing to it I am not wasting even a minute in my entire college days also, in my entire class hours also. That way, when I am taking pain of getting committed and convincingly with conviction sitting for one goal that has been set, Slowly what happens, every page that you have taken to write, to get up, to actually exchange with teachers, getting your doubts clarified, again write, to get it clarified. When consistently this churning happens, when the results are announced, for your lifetime you will enjoy the BA results. But if you take every class little casually, not so seriously, or only 10% seriously, it will bring a 10% churning in you. If you take it 80% seriously, 80% churning in you. So our languaging has to be with so much of positivity. If stress exists, you can always push him out. The best way is, can I create enough happiness in me so that stress will never come to you? The best way to get rid of stress is put happiness in abundance. So your languaging has to be that every now and then you should use happiness in abundance. But what we do, we use happiness in as much scarcity as possible. If I need to wish anybody happy birthday, your good name, and when is your birthday? 5th of August. Okay. 5th of August, I would like to call your dear friend. What's your name? Revan. Okay. I call him and we sing him a birthday song because on the rest of the days we have never used happiness to him. And 2 of them were absent from here. At least next day when you come, wish him happiness for that day. Na? What do you say? Belated happy birthday. Means go back to yesterday and have a great birthday celebration and come. Ask yourself, why is this languaging actually making you use happiness in scarcity? We wait for one festival to come and you want to wish him happiness there. You want one new year to come and wish him, or wait for one more new year to come for 1 year. Why is this? Let there be happiness as a constant. Even most of you, sometimes we don't know whether you are wishing or cursing. I'll take one simple example and then we will go for the winding up. Assuming today was Saturday and every day I took class for you. And it would have bugged you so much and you're feeling the entire week was so busy. And when it is Saturday afternoon when you are leaving, what do you wish each other? Happy weekend. All of you are right. What do you wish? Happy weekend. Is it a wish or a curse? You think it is a wish. I'll tell you it's the biggest curse. Will you be happy on Monday? No. Weekend for you is actually a Sunday evening. Are you happy on Sunday evening? Let me explain the process. Saturday you wish happy weekend and you just leave this place because you know tomorrow is Sunday. Your happiness is at the peak. And you go home not even wasting a minute trying to actually taste every pani puri available on the way from the college to your home because you are very happy. Even we naturals also. We pack food, snacks for our family members also because we know tomorrow is Sunday, today is our day. We can enjoy today, we have wished each other happy weekend and then we are coming. We go home and we watch all the serials because we were also having an hectic work. I'm talking from the lecturer's point of view, you also do the same thing. Or maybe few of you are so determined that you wanted to finish up all the pending works of your studies, you may do it, but you are happy because tomorrow is Sunday. You are not looking at the time even to have dinner because you know tomorrow is Sunday. Sometimes 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock. You have your dinner like you have never had in your lifetime. After having the dinner, something tells you tomorrow is Sunday and you want to go to sleep as late as possible. The moment you close your eyes, you get such a deep sleep. One of the best sleep that you could get will be your Saturday night sleep. And early morning you take your own time to get up because you know it is Sunday. Few of you, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you have your breakfast like you have never had in your lifetime. So happy because it is Sunday. After your breakfast, you are not worried what time the lunch comes, but your mind is already preparing. But any long the lunch meal, and your lunch may happen at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You eat your lunch like you have never eaten, and you want to take a nap. You sleep, and after 2 hours, something reminds you tomorrow is Monday. What do? Immediately you want to go to the calendar, remove that Monday, and put Sunday 1, Sunday 2, Sunday 3. The moment Monday gets into your head, you are completely stressed. Tomorrow is Monday, I have got to submit this, to submit the same lecture at the college. All this is bugging up. It was a curse because you told happy weekend. You did not wish happy Monday. You told it is happy weekend. It was a first, and the worst night's sleep all of you will get is Sunday night sleep, because tomorrow is Monday. So we are a group of people who don't want to use normal words. Even when you get into an interview, you should go there and look at the HR into his eyes, and with a smile in your face, you should say, "Happy morning, sir." It creates such an ambience of happiness. So your languaging, instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, it should always be happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. All of you will repeat with me. Ready, steady, go. Happy morning. Happy morning. Happy afternoon. Happy evening. Happy night. With me together. Happy morning. Happy afternoon. Happy evening. Happy night. Again. Happy morning. Happy afternoon. Happy evening. Happy night. Ma'am. Happy morning. Happy afternoon. Happy evening. Happy night. When you prepare without proper body language, when you do, it won't come from the heart. It would directly come from these two kidneys here. So what we will do, we'll make few changes. With hand actions we will do. Ready, steady, go. We'll go for happy morning like this. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. All of you. Happy morning, ma'am, you also. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Again. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening. Ma'am. Want to go? Happy. Guys, you want to be happy? किसी को कैंसर है? No, ना? Be happy, यार. Okay. Why only morning, afternoon, evening, night? All the months, all the weekdays we should be happy. First is Monday. We will start there. Everybody, ready, steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. You know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, na? So be with me. Ready, steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. But we will do it a little bit rhythmically. Happy Monday, clockwise you will have to do. Happy Monday, see like this. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. Thursday will be straight. Happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. In a clockwise. Ready? Ready, steady, go. Start. Here. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday. And like this. Happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. With me. Ready, steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, straight, happy Thursday. You are not doing. I'll do it till 5 o'clock until everybody does. Ready, steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Now only Monday to Sunday we will have from January to December also. Everybody repeat after me. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May. Guys, BBA students, I am an MTech student. I am able to communicate. BBA students जिन्हें communicate ज़्यादा करना है, मैं तो टेक्निकल गाय हूँ. Advertisers आप हो, brand builders आप हो. If you don't have a smile as an aviation student, where shall I look for smile in this place? The way you smile, are you an air hostess? Are you doing an aviation course? That is what I have to ask. That smile should be like this. Most of you are thinking अभी third stage में कैंसर है. मैं क्या करूँ? Happiness नहीं आ रहा है. And most of you, I feel whether you are sitting on a chair or whether you are sitting something else, constipation, it's not coming. Happy guys, it has to be a jubilant living. Ready, steady, go. January to December, no problem. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Aviation students, raise your hand. Only aviation will do. Let me see. Advertisers and brand builders, we will see how you can build a brand for them. So whoever does the best will get the first rank. Second position will be for the next. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Guys, you little louder than that. There is zero. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July. Guys, with action. January, February, March, April, forehead level, May, June, July, August, on the chest level, at the waist level, September, October, November, December. Ready? Come on. Ready, steady, go. All of you. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy October, happy November, happy December. How many seasons we have? add out 4 seasons. All seasons should be added. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, no. Happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Ready, steady, go. Happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. All of you hold your hands like this, irrespective of. Repeat after me. Irrespective of. In spite of. Whatever the situation is, my happiness will remain constant. My stress will always be zero. Only the first line can come here. Now there is a competition. Aviation students will be here. Brand building students will be here. Whichever does the best, man will get them the first. You come. The first row. Ma'am, ask them to come. They understand English. First row, please stand up and come to the dais. Cheer up. Come, ma'am. Quick. Ma'am, all on the video so that all of us will come and we will have to share. One line. Straight line. Ma'am, notes for that. All of you are BBA students only now, business management students. Let it be in your heart that you are a BBA student and it should come out. Bolo Bharat Mata ki. Okay, let me see. Ready, steady, go. You check and we will give marks. You should say whether they have done good. You should say whether they have done good. Ready, steady. From start till end, no stop. Okay, I'll be with you. Ready, steady, go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Guys, ready, let's go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy October, happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the situation is, my happiness will be constant. My stress will always be zero. A big round of applause. The next one. Who was the best? Okay, big round of applause for them. Next line, come quick. Guys, you should be moving a little faster, jumping like a deer. Come back. You guys will come quick. Guys, 2 more minutes for a class. Come quick, fast. The spontaneity of how you come will define how smart you are. Do not be a grandma or a grandpa right at the age of 20 plus. Ma'am, you should grade who were good. Last time we have done, they were good. You guys also will have good. Come on! Ready, steady, go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Happy January, happy February, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Like this. Brand building, aviation, na? Their happiness is, you go there and their person comes, it's like that, go sector. One small circuit connection. आठ से ले लो, आठ लेफ्ट साइड ही है ना, लेके ऐसा करो, इधर से आपका वोकल में आ जाए. Irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the situation is, my happiness will remain always constant. My stress will always be zero. That was the best. The next last line. Come quick. Those who come late, they will be disqualified. Dono line आ जाओ. And then after the last You also come guys. Last two days, you can call them. Guys, fourth and fifth row. Lydia. Lydia. Amma, Lydia, Amma, Bani, Akka, Lydia, Amma, please come. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Always remember, if you are not ready to dare enough, you will not be okay. Ready, steady, go. All of you also will do with us. Okay, ready, steady, go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday, happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Hands like this. Irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the situation is, my happiness will remain always constant. My stress will always be zero. Thank you very much. Guys, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready? Thank you very much. I love you all so much. Hey, both of lines will be there. Very upfront way of saying, line reading on the whole bit, line builders you are. Say it. Correct.
On behalf of everyone, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Mallikarjuna for sharing his valuable insights on stress management. His expertise and guidance have truly enlightened us on how to effectively manage stress and lead a healthier and more balanced life. Thank you all for your active participation and valuable contribution, which makes this event even more enriching experience. Thank you.
Guys, the moment you raise your call, your father, your mother, happy, always start your conversation with like this. Happy mom, happy morning mom, happy morning dad, your teachers, your lecturers, your principals. This group, if you can spread this happiness so that the entire campus should feel, I don't know, there is one group, instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, they've started to wish happy morning, happy afternoon. Which is that happy morning, happy afternoon back? There should be a curiosity, a small seed of such anxiety. Means whatever it is, has to be from you. Promise me, the moment you leave this hall, you will stop using good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and you will only use happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. It won't be easy. You want to say it, it gets stopped. It won't come. But it works. Promise me. I promise. From now on, my languaging, instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, shall be happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. My every conversation will be with happiness as a constant. You have promised. ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಅಪ್ ದೇವರು ಏನ್ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ದೇವರು ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಿತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ರೀಸನ್ if you have promised to a teacher Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, even for a second if you have assumed that I am your teacher, you have promised your teacher from now on, the moment you leave this hall, The entire campus should know there is one batch. They have started wishing everyone. You go to the coffee master or a dosa master and say, sir, dosa and happiness up today. Happy morning, sir. The principal is you meet, the father is you meet. You should feel which is the happy batch here. There is so much change in their conversation. Okay, all the best. God bless you. Thank you. Love you also. A big round of applause for this video. I'll be sharing it.